Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dychronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be showing you where is and what is the inventory for the Xur on November 1st, 2019. You can find him in his regular location on Nessus, so just head over to Watcher's Grave, make your way on top of the giant golden barge. Again, you really can't miss it. You can find him up here next to all of these chests that you can open with Glimmer. This is a high overview of everything that he has in his inventory in case this is what you wanted. Moving on, let's go ahead and talk about the weapon, the Vigilance Wing Exotic Pulse Rifle. First perk called Harsh Truths. It's a 5-round burst, probably the biggest part about this weapon, and when a nearby ally is killed, you gain health regeneration and increased movement on top of, and last stand, when you are the final member of your fire team alive, you have increased weapon performance and recovery. For the most part, this is very effective in things like elimination, things that basically your teammates die a lot, survival and competitive. This is really nice to have because you actually are able to get these perks more often than not. But that being said, honestly, the biggest part about this is it's a 5-round burst and it's a 530 rounds per minute pulse rifle, which is one of the highest in the game. I think 540 is the highest, but it's also higher damaging than the 540s, which makes this thing kind of a monster. If you land pretty much all headshots with this weapon, it only takes 2 bursts of 5 shots each to actually kill somebody, which makes it very powerful, and it's very effective anywhere from short to mid range. It's a weapon that I still like and I still use, and by the way, the catalyst is from and done in Crucible. It's something that I do like and still do use, and it's still very effective, but it used to be an absolute destruction hound, and it's not as much as it was, but it's really good, and I would highly recommend you get one if you don't have it. Moving on to the Hunter exotics, we have the Lucky Pants. In my opinion, is kind of a bad exotic. Basically, its main perk, precision hits, load 1 round in the chamber of a stowed hand cannon, and hand cannons ready faster and are more accurate immediately after swapping to them. So it's all about hand cannons and getting bonuses for hand cannons, but you don't get a damage bonus like the sidearm ones. In my opinion, the only use you have for this is going to be if you need to swap to your hand cannon very, very quickly. And there actually is a build that incorporates this, something that not a lot of people use. If you use a bow and a long-range hand cannon, you just shoot somebody with a bow, get a headshot, quickly swap to your hand cannon, and then just body shot them like a Duke 44 with a Subtle Calamity. You're gonna get people very quickly without even them realizing what the hell's going on at pretty decent ranges. It's a very powerful build that not a lot of people use, and this is something that actually is useful because faster swap is so powerful for that build. Outside of that, as far as the roles go, you have a primary on discipline with a secondary in recovery. Recovery's nice, but I would say this is kind of a below average for the kind of exotic it is, and just below average in general. And apparently it has an ornament. And oh yeah, I forgot the ornament makes it all new and looks like a cowboy spit. I forget what these things are called. Are they called spits? I always forget. I'm a cowboy, yeah. I got spits in the back. Moving on, we have the Titan exotic known as the Peacekeepers, probably one of the biggest fails of an exotic in the game. Reloads stowed submachine guns and allows you to ready them instantly. Improves your handling with SMGs and your movement speed while wielding one. Now, right now we're in a bit of an SMG meta with Recluse being the primary and Huckleberry being kind of a far secondary. A lot of people like Huckleberry, but in my opinion, it is not even in the top 10. And that's where this thing kind of breaks apart. Switching between submachine guns or to or from a submachine gun is really not that powerful, on top of the fact you lose your damage perk when you switch away or to things. Now that being said, Master of Arms does trigger on other weapon kills, and then you can switch to it and start using it. It's not worth it, really. I mean, Recluse is going to be your close range weapon. If you switch to something else that's probably not close range, I've just never found a use for it. I prefer using like Lion's Rampant, where you can actually shoot while gliding through the air. That seems more useful for SMGs than this does. As far as the role goes, a primary in intellect is always nice to have. A secondary in recovery is also nice to have. However, I would have thought a primary in mobility is a better synergy for this actual build. Above average roll for a very piss poor exotic, and this piss poor exotic doesn't even have an ornament. That's how much Bungie doesn't care about it. Moving on, let's go ahead and talk about the Warlock exotic known as Nezarec Sin, probably one of the better Warlock exotics and probably better exotics in the entire game. Its main perk gives void damage kills increased ability energy recharge rate, and that's any void damage, by the way. So your energy weapon, your power weapon, your abilities, your super, all of that should give you more ability energy recharge rate, which is always nice to have if you like using void energy. The only issue is, what if you don't want to use void energy? But right now, it's all about the Recluse. So if you use a lot of Recluse, this is something that's going to do very, very well. As far as the roles go, primary on strength and mobility is not really a good synergy. They're also not very good perks for this particular build, and I don't think any of the void melee attacks are really that good. Maybe the fission one where it like knocks you away is kind of good, but I don't know if this is a pretty bad roll for a very above average exotic. And then finally, the most important part is this ornament just looks absolutely killer. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, how could you say no to a face like that? And that's pretty much it for the exotic gear. Of course, make sure you're picking up your 5 of Swords for high-scoring Nightfalls if you still need to get high scores. Picking up your Invitation of the Nine, which are, in fact, I did find out that they are Tier 2 powerful engrams. So each time you finish one of these, you actually do get a powerful reward. So they still are, which means you can use them in future DLCs as well, or this DLC. And then finally, Faded Engram, guaranteeing you to give you an exotic from world drops in year 2 and year 1 that you do not have. So if there's something you don't have that's a world drop, it comes from this. And that's it. That's gonna be the end of the Xur and the end of the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you had any questions. Of course, my name's been Dychronic, and I will see you guys on the next one. Oh, I mean, that's just sad. Ugh, I feel sad after that one. I'm just gonna floss in the corner by myself.